Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Jack Canfield, and with me today is Gopi Nair. He is he's a gratitude practitioner, which is kind of a new term. We're going to talk about what that means, with a simple mission to inspire humanity. And he says that in this wild world of hate and violence, an ounce of inspiration can remove a ton of negativity from the human mind. And along those lines, Gopi has written two books. One's called The Tablets of Emotional Wisdom, and Manage Your Mind, Manage Your Life. Welcome to the show, Gopi.
Thank you, Jack. It's a pleasure to be with you.
It's a pleasure to have you. So let's talk about the practice of gratitude. Why do you think that's so important in life?
Practice of gratitude is very important in life because human mind by nature is very, very negative. And negativity is the cause of all the human suffering in the world. People think very negatively. And whatever we think, it becomes our reality. And when you start practicing gratitude, gratitude is a tranquilizer. It removes negativity. It has no impact on you when you start practicing gratitude. I start my morning with a 30-second gratitude prayer, and I end my day with a 30-second gratitude prayer. That sets my day for the whole day, and it will be very productive. And I have no reason to get upset with anybody because I know things happen. Accept it. My mother always used to tell me, Gopi, whatever God gives you, accept it with both hands and say, thank you. It could have been worse.
Very interesting. Now, when you say you start with a gratitude prayer, what do you mean by that?
Before I get out of the bed, I say, I am grateful to the universe 3 times.
Okay, very good. So now you say that gratitude contributes to emotional wisdom. Talk about how it does that.
Gratitude, because it is an elixir which can infuse tons of positivity, which is the opposite of negativity. And gratitude is the backbone of emotional wisdom. It is like this. If the room is filled with ton of darkness or pitch darkness, as soon as you light up a candle, it can erase all the darkness from the room. The same way, once we start practicing gratitude, it will remove all the negativity from the human mind. Think of a human mind which is devoid of negativity. There is absolutely no trace of negativity. You always appreciate people. You always think good of everything. You become an eternal optimist. How this world will change? I have no reason to believe that once people start practicing, based on my experience, practicing gratitude, it will take away a lot of suffering from everyday life. It is very important to see how gratitude, for me, it is a miracle. It is a divine gift for mankind. When you are grateful, you are creating two blessed human being, the one who gives the gratitude and one who receives the gratitude. There are no losers here. There are two winners whenever you are grateful.
Now, when you talk about gratitude, obviously, I love what your mother said, welcome everything that happens with 2 hands from God. But, there's a lot of negative, what people would call negative things going on in their life. They lose their job, someone they love dies, perhaps they're given a task at work that's overwhelming. And you're saying they should be grateful for that. How do you encourage them? What should they think or say in that moment that will allow them to be grateful rather than upset?
It is very interesting concept, gratitude, because once you start practicing, the most important problem we all face every day, we get hung up in the problem, and therefore we do not see the solution. And gratitude helps us to take our focus away from the problem. There is a saying, when one door closes, 7 doors open. But we don't see those 7 doors opening because we are focusing on the one door that is closed. And that is what exactly gratitude does in our life.
Beautiful. You know, I've heard the phrase, everything in the universe is happening for you, not to you. You would agree with that, I take it.
I do. I do agree 100%. It is not what happens to you that matters. It is how you respond to it. I won't say react. I'm allergic to reacting, but how you respond to that. See, I will share an experience with you.
Sure.
My wife passed away last March. It is a very tough time for the family. But being an optimist myself, I was thinking, what can I learn from this experience? My experience was, I didn't want her to be prolonging her life or prolonging her agony for my own selfish interest. I said, she is at a better place and she is with the Lord according to our belief. And I was very grateful that Lord called her without further suffering, taking away my own selfish interest. And also I laugh at myself. You know, I knew her when she was 20 years old and she passed away when she was 70. It is ludicrous for any human being to ask another human being to spend more than half a century with you.
True, 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 true. Well, you talk about the quality of life being impacted, or how when you improve the quality of life with emotional wisdom, you can do that. Talk about that. How does one improve the quality of life with emotional wisdom?
The quality of life, when we say for the emotional life, think about it. If you don't react to people, how peaceful you will be. If you are just acting, if somebody says, Gopi, you are stupid, I say, thank you very much, because it is his opinion. I do not want to internalize it as my reality. So it's not what happens to you that matters. And when you have emotional wisdom, you do not react. In real life, almost all of us, at one time or the other, we are just reacting to other people, events, and conditions. But once we train ourselves to act instead of reacting, to respond, my own definition of responsibility is ability to respond. Ability to respond to the situation. Say I lost my job. It is my ability to respond. What should I do? Should I worry about it? It's over. What is the yesterday ended with last night? I do not want to think about yesterday except to draw a lesson for the future. But what can I do now? And so you are focusing your attention to what has gone wrong instead of what can happen good in your life. And I am expecting always the best, and I get the best.
I like that. When you expect the best, you get the best. Now, you've written two books. One's called Tablets of Emotional Wisdom. We've been talking about emotional wisdom, and also Manage Your Mind, Manage Your Life. Talk about your two books for a moment. What's the difference between them, and what will readers get if they were to purchase these books and read them?
Yeah, Manage Your Mind and Manage Your Life. I talked in detail about the two aspects of the human mind, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Conscious mind is the mastermind, and which is probably 1% of the total human power. And the subconscious mind is the subjective mind, which is like an obedient servant. Think about every moment, there is a silent dialogue going on in our mind. The conscious mind, as soon as I wake up, I say, for example, oh, today is going to be a great day. And the subconscious response, oh, my master thinks that it is going to be a good day. So let me make it so. So whatever we think all the time, that becomes our reality, because subjective mind or the subconscious mind does not know the difference between actual experience and synthetic experience. Therefore, I cling to the American saying, fake it till you make it.
I love it. And talk about Tablets of Emotional Wisdom. What's in that book?
Yes, tablet of emotional wisdom. Emotional wisdom is basically once our knowledge, emotional knowledge, knowledge of our emotions, understanding of our emotion, when it is baked in the light of or in the fire of our life experience, emotional wisdom is born. So that knowledge has to be baked in the fire of our own experience. So, for example, I always tell people, if you change one behavior, if you start training your mind not to react, that will bring you a lot of joy in life. Joy is important because that is internal, whereas happiness is external. And happiness can come. And I always remind myself, if you are happy, you are bound to be unhappy, because both happiness and unhappiness exist in the field of time. And the time is always moving. Therefore, if you are happy, you are bound to be unhappy. But if you practice emotional wisdom, you will start enjoying joy from within. Enjoy means you are getting joy, which has nothing to do with who you are and what you have in life or where you are going in life. So emotional wisdom is a elixir which can support you no matter what challenges you face in everyday life.
Beautiful. I like that distinction between happiness and joy. I think that's very valuable. Well, you obviously have lived a life of deep wisdom and happiness and joy as well. And I really encourage, I love both of your books. I've read extensively in both of them. And I find just every page full of wisdom and full of, that's not really part of the Western American culture as such. And I think, you know, having grown up in India with the wisdom of your mother and what you've studied over there and all the wisdom of the great spiritual teachers, sharing that with us is really valuable and a great contribution. So thank you for writing your books. Thank you for joining us today and sharing your wisdom with us, Gopi.
Thank you, Jack. It has been a pleasure and a privilege to be with you.
Now, if people want to find out where to get your books, they want to find out more about you, where do they go? How do they find out?
I have a website, gopiinspires.com. gopiinspires.com.
Okay, very good. We'll put that on the screen so everyone can read it. Well, thanks again for joining me. And also, all of you people at home, thanks for joining us today. Make sure you tune in next week. We'll have another great author to talk about, share the ideas that are coming forth in these amazing books that are being written. And until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and I guess I should say stay in joy, since we now know the difference between happiness and joy, and stay grateful, which will help you unlock, or let's take the cover off that internal joy that you have. So until next week, we'll see you then. Make sure to tune in. Have a great week.